If you normally follow a baby feeding routine and the weather suddenly gets much hotter, you might be wondering, should I feed my baby more often or stick to the routine? The good news is that you don't have to choose one or the other. In this video, I'll explain exactly how I handle hot weather days with my baby so you can stay flexible without losing the routine you've worked so hard to build. Today I'm reminded to do this video because, as you can see, I'm straight out of the ocean, just got back from the beach, and having 25, 26, 28, even 30-degree days. And as a mum of 3 children aged 3 and under, including twins, we've always thrived on having a structured feeding routine for all our babies. And after a lot of trial and error, I found 3 simple options that help keep my babies hydrated on hot days without completely losing our routine. Now, before I dive into the 3 options, I'll quickly share the benefits of having a baby feeding routine. When I had my twins, I loved keeping them in a routine even through summer, so I knew their feeds would be really full and in sync with one another. Then this time round, I've got a 4-month-old baby, and we are currently doing breast milk every 4 hours. Sticking to a routine is amazing. You know how much your baby's taking in the day, which really makes the night times so much more predictable and babies can sleep through the night. However, when it's really hot outside, us as adults, we are drinking so much more. Our toddlers, we're like trying to get the fluids in them. So it's also really important for our babies that we make adjustments to the way we normally feed them. Let's talk about option 1. If you are just having a normal day at home and you can really focus on those 4 feeds a day, go ahead and stay, with the 4 feeds and just making sure your baby's taking more and more. But I would just say take the pressure off only feeding them at those times. And that goes for all year round as well, but you want to make sure your baby's having enough to satisfy the thirst, especially on those hot days. Just really be attentive to your baby's cues, and if they're extra fussy, they might just need a bit more milk, and pop an extra feed in there. Which brings me to option 2, adding a bonus feed. When you're out and about, you aren't able to necessarily keep your normal routine. You just got to be a bit more free-flowing with it, trying the best you can to stick to your rhythms. I'll give you an example of what happened today at the beach with my baby. She woke up early from her nap when we were at the beach, and I just felt I'm going to start the feed now because it was convenient as well. We were all having snack time. It was the right time to feed her. 45 minutes early, and then she was really happy and she had her first little time dunking her feet in the ocean. And by the time it came to leave, it'd only been 2 hours or so since her previous feed, but I just thought I'm just going to give her an extra feed before we leave in the car, just a little top up. That feed that we had on the beach, it was a bit shorter than normal, so having that bonus feed really helps make up for it. Now on to option 3, and this is one that I use a lot when we're going out and about or doing different activities with the kids. I call it the block feeding method. If I'm wanting to keep the 4-hour feedings, is just sort of look at your day in blocks, almost like 4 hours in the day. You could try and keep it within an hour, and that will help to still keep those rhythms and it not be all over the place, but you've at least got chunks of time. You're like, within this hour, we're gonna feed baby as much as possible, especially when you're out and about and you know that then maybe baby gets distracted or you need to just keep trying them. But also take the pressure off. If they don't want to take any more, they'll have more in the next feed, and it might just be that nighttime feed might take a lot longer, and that's totally fine. You just be patient, and you can start back with the routine tomorrow. If you love the routine and you love baby sleeping through the night and you don't want to lose that, try your best you can to stick to a routine. But it doesn't matter if one day it's just out the window. It might make it a bit harder to understand what your baby needs in the day if the naps are kind of all at different times, the feeds at different times. There's just days like that. As long as you're not messing around the routine 3 days in a row, baby will still be able to get back into the normal 4-hour feedings. If it has gone out the window for a whole week, you can get the routine back, and it will just be working a little bit harder to teach your baby. Regardless, you know your baby. I'm not a certified lactation consultant or a pediatrician or anything. I'm just a mum, so you need to trust your instincts, do your own research, read your baby's cues, and not deprive them of anything that they need. I pray that this video will really bless you and your baby to be able to stick within your routine whilst remaining flexible, to keep your baby hydrated and happy, and just enjoy each other on these beautiful warm days. If you'd like a simple summary of everything we've covered today, I've put together a free guide that outlines all 3 options. The link is in the description below, and give my channel a subscribe if you want more practical tips and encouragement on your motherhood journey to raise little thriving olive shoots.